it opens up with Sonic talking about... Well, it opens up with the end of the movie for no reason whatsoever, where it's just like, hey, this is pretty interesting. You want to know how we got here? It's like, well, you could just do that by telling a story linearly and then getting me invested, but hey, since we're already here, why not? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Blockbuster Reviews. If you don't know what it is where I play a single game of Tetris Marathon and try to review a film in the time it takes me to finish 150 lines or for it to get to the top. Now, normally, I would play Chill Marathon on Tetris Effect, but for many reasons, including switching over all the recording to the Switch, and the Tetris 99 Marathon going a little quicker, we're going to see if that works for this episode and probably go further with it, who knows. But this is the way we're playing it, and I don't start talking about the movie until it starts, and here we go. So Sonic the Hedgehog is a movie adaptation of a popular video game that I remember playing as a kid a long time ago, but really kind of ignored for years and years and years and had no idea it had built such a feverish fan base that demanded a movie. But it came out, and I understood it had some controversy with it regarding the original design of Sonic, which, when I first saw that trailer, that I think is the trailer we do not speak of, because I can't even find it easily on YouTube anymore. It's not true, you can find it pretty easily, but when it came out, the immediate backlash was so insane that they actually went and changed the entire movie and postponed its release to change the movie and effects and whatnot. And that was, that seems unheard of and unprecedented that a movie studio would actually do that for a film. And, you know, I think they made the right decision, because this movie isn't really that good, but that change at least made it something more interesting to watch. I think if this movie didn't make those changes, it would be more of a shitty adaptation that we easily forget, except for Jim Carrey, which is really the only thing I think anyone should talk about in regards to Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. Jim Carrey fucking murders that thing. He is in peak Carrey. He is in 90s Carrey fashion. It's pretty clear that he showed up to set and was told, do whatever it is you would like to do, and we support it, because he's just all over the place, and it's awesome. And I don't really see Dr. Robotnik, which is his character. He's the villain of the piece. I don't really see Dr. Robotnik, I just see Jim Carrey. And that's fine. I think they kind of realize this is a cookie-cutter copy-paste or copy-replace script that could have been starring anything. It could have been starring like a talking stapler. It could have been starring any type of animal or any type of alien. It was really kind of the most generic idea for a story that they just ham-fisted Sonic into, because it opens up with Sonic talking about... Well, it opens up with the end of the movie for no reason whatsoever, where it's just like, hey, this is pretty interesting. You want to know how we got here? It's like, well, you could just do that by telling a story linearly and then getting me invested, but hey, since we're already here, why not? But it gives a little backstory on Sonic, which I don't know anything about Sonic, but I already knew it must be wrong. Like, I have no idea the lore of Sonic the Hedgehog. I am not steeped in years and years of Sonic lore. But what I can tell you is I can spot nonsense, and I don't remember anything about an owl, that's what the movie claims his origins. He lived in this Green Hill Zone area where he just ran around all day, and because of his power, he was hunted by characters that look like Knuckles, echidnas, I believe that's what they're supposed to be. And he gets his mentor killed, who we are only told is his mentor by half a scene and his dialogue. And then he must transport himself using golden rings, which were never the purpose of golden rings in Sonic, as far as I remember. But once again, I'm not an expert. I'm going to keep repeating it. I don't know anything about Sonic lore. I just know that I feel like it must be wrong. that's not really a good way to open a movie, or at least a good way for me to feel about the movie. Holy shit, these are just... What am I doing here? But for reals, the movie, when it gives me an immediate sense of this can't possibly be true, it didn't take me out of the movie right away because I'm not a Sonic purist, but it immediately made me think, oh, well, I bet Sonic fans aren't too happy about that. I think they've kind of just accepted the world of Sonic can do anything, because I have heard some other stories that Sonic was a part of, and I don't think that any movie adaptation could really ruin Sonic at this point, based on what I've heard. But I hinted on it earlier, man. This movie is just a cookie-cutter, copy-paste family adventure movie with James Marsden, who's no offense to James Marsden, but he's just the everyman. And this is a buddy cop road movie, which makes no sense, because he's a character that can run so fast that time stops, so why does he need this dude to drive him anywhere, man? It doesn't make any sense. There's many logical errors, like the Hedgehog Sonic just straight up says, oh, I can't get up there because there's a key locking it, and then runs down the building from the ceiling that he couldn't get to because of a key. He stops time constantly but gets shot by a dart. It doesn't add up. Sonic doesn't add up, I'm here to tell you. But what you can take away from it is it wasn't bad enough that they're not going to get a sequel. There's a big Avengers, well, not Avengers, Nick Fury moment at the end of this movie that hints like, oh yeah, there's gonna be sequels. Get your adult diapers on so that you can go to the midnight screening of both Sonic and Sonic 2, because you're gonna be seeing some sequels. And hopefully they do make some sequels, but like they get involved with the idea, they start liking the idea of just letting Jim Carrey do whatever he wants, but then just focus on Sonic. Because Ben Schwartz, oh my gosh, I hope that's his name. I think that's his name? Schwartz. I can't even remember his name all of a sudden. Oh my gosh, it is Ben Schwartz, right? I'm so self-conscious that I got it wrong, and I don't know why. And because I respected what he did in this movie. Because he does a decent job at being Sonic. And he's also just an awesomely funny dude. If you don't know, he has a Netflix improv special with Tom Middleditch of Silicon Valley fame, where they do two-man improv together, and it's funny. And they're funny dudes, and he's a funny guy. He was also John Ralphio on that one show that I can't remember anything right now. Parks and Rec. He was John Ralphio on Parks and Rec. He killed it on that, and he's killing it as Sonic, and so is Jim Carrey. So why do we even include this James Marsden and his wife nonsense in his small town when it's so unimportant to the story that it's clearly just filler to add a character that is human, that is relatable to the common man, when it's like, really though? It's Sonic. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. We don't care about the common man. We care about hedgehogs that run fast. With all that to say, it's like a solid C+. No, maybe that's too harsh. Maybe a B. No, it's not a B-, because it doesn't hold up to any criticism whatsoever in terms of story. And it's kind of... It does have funny beats. I guess that's what you want in a comedy, which it's not so much a comedy as like an adventure comedy, but it's more like a buddy road movie. The point is this. I'm done talking about it, I guess. I say give it a one watch. Hopefully they make sequels where Jim Carrey and Sonic just play with each other. That sounded weird. I'm gonna end on that. Peace.